This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard.
Watching the Guardian
Pro
Magi.
little kids got naked and had lots of sex.
Don't even waste your time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie, episode number 33. My name is Adam. With me today we have Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
I'm good.
Doing good?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I
Doing
think
pretty
I
good?
still might be sick, though.
You're going to be saying that for like the next 12 episodes. I'm still sick. Oh, man. That's great. What movie did we have you watch?
Judge Dredd.
That's right. Of course. We had to do it. In honor of Dredd 3D coming out this week, we had you watch the original Judge Dredd. This is directed by Danny Cannon. Stars Sylvester Stallone. Rob Schneider is in it.
For some reason.
Diane Lane, Max von Sydow, and Armand Asante.
That's the thing that blows my mind the most, that you say Rob Schneider and then Max von Sydow, who acted in like every Ingmar Bergman film. So
Classically trained actor.
yeah, so he's beside Rob Schneider in Judge
Beside the
Dredd.
old... What was Hot Chicks or whatever? No, was it Hot Chick?
Deuce Bigelow. He was Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow.
What was the other one?
What was the one where...
He was an
I think
animal?
It was called. I think that was called The Animal.
Yeah,
Oh, that one was so... Yeah,
But there was one where he was a woman, where he turned into a woman. What
that
was
was
that called?
Hot Chick.
Was it?
Yeah.
Maybe it was The Hot?
I think it was the Hot Chick.
Or was that...
It should have been called The Terrible Movie.
I just there was like a period in time where he was in movies and it would always be the something, and then he just became that.
Yeah.
The animal.
Exactly.
So he's an animal.
So does that mean we should start calling him the Rob Schneider?
The Rob Schneider. I think we will call him the Rob Schneider from now on. Let's go ahead and read the synopsis for this. In a dystopian future, Dredd, the most famous judge, a cop with instant field judiciary powers, is convicted for a crime he did not commit while his murderous counterpart escapes. We have a trailer here, so let's give this a listen. This is Judge Dredd.
When there is crime in society, there is no justice.
As a city, we continue to grow.
73 citizen riots.
Come and get us! Throw down your weapons and prepare to be judged! Judge this! Court's adjourned. You're a legend. You were my finest student. Get Dredd! Dredd! You're under arrest.
What's the charge?
Murder. The evidence has been falsified!
Guilty as charged.
I am the law! I am the law!
Chaos.
The sentence shall be life imprisonment.
I'm the chaos. Dredd?
Let me crush him, paw!
Excuse me? We're not together.
It's not for this council to play God.
Who says politics is boring?
Okay, Ryan, tell us about Judge Dredd.
Where to start? Sylvester Stallone looks like he had a face stroke. Not a real stroke. Like, he thinks in his head that it looked like, or that he had a stroke. Oh,
Did you say he looks like he had a fake stroke?
yeah.
Oh,
Or a face? I thought he said face stroke. That's like, what's a face stroke? Oh, okay. All right, Stallone looking like a stroke victim.
And he just talks out of the side of his mouth, and his one-liners in this movie are ridiculous. They're like the ultimate cheesy one-liner. But I don't know, it's not too terrible.
And I did see this movie years ago. I don't really remember too much about it other than it was like horrible.
The CG was pretty awful. Actually, it was really f***ing awful.
Was it CG or did they use like models?
To me, at least, it might be my TV, but it looked like that reboot show. It looked like I was fucking watching a cartoon,
Again
but
with
it was a
Reboot.
real movie.
Going back to Reboot, the television show that no one remembers.
I remember, and that's all that matters.
Oh, I remember Reboot. It's horrible. It's the dumbest show ever. Okay, so here's my first problem with Judge Dredd, and this is something that I read they actually fix in the new Dredd, and it's that he takes off his helmet entirely too much in the Judge Dredd movie.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Can
agree.
you confirm that?
I agree with that.
And from what I read in this new Dredd, he doesn't take it off at all, which is what they should be doing, and that was one of my biggest issues with the new Spider-Man movie. I guess it's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
Pisses me off, because you know that they're just doing it to show the actor's face.
Yeah.
And that kind of irks me. So, why don't you tell us about the plot, Ryan?
Well, Rob Schneider is in prison and he gets put in the city, and Judge Dredd is like one of the main cops in the city, and Rob Schneider goes to the side out and they try to attack Judge Dredd and blah blah, and Judge Dredd kills all of them except for Rob Schneider conveniently. Gotta wish you would have killed him. I would have made this movie better.
Rob Schneider plays Herman Fergie Ferguson,
Fergie.
and Stallone obviously plays Judge Joseph Dredd. Didn't know he had a first name.
Joseph. Does it go by the whole Joseph?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Like, I guess, like, normal everyday people walking around call him Joseph. Or Joe.
Joey? No Joeys?
There's no Joey?
Not that I heard.
Joey Dredd?
Joey Dredd?
Yes.
But anyway, he's wrongly convicted of killing someone, and turns out that he has a brother, and his brother is trying to take over the city. So he's in prison, and he's kicked out of the city, basically. And when he comes, he has to sneak back inside the city to stop his brother from doing all this chaos. And that's pretty much the movie.
Does he know he has a brother, or does he find out?
Not right away.
Oh, so he finds out that he has a brother at some point.
Yeah, because all the guns are DNA, like they match your DNA to shoot the gun. And
Okay.
his brother wrongly uses guns, and it shows up as Sylvester Stallone's DNA.
That seems like a really big fundamental flaw in that system, where any of your family members can commit a crime and you can be convicted for it just because you share some of the same DNA.
I agree.
He wasn't a twin brother, was he?
No.
I think there have been a few Law and Order episodes with that
I
plotline.
couldn't
Oh, yeah.
take, I couldn't take two stroke victims in this.
Oh, God.
It's not Stallone pulling a dual role.
No.
I don't think a movie could handle that.
So this got a 15% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not looking too good
That sounds high.
on that one.
Sounds high.
It's been years since I've seen this, but yeah, that does seem like it might be pretty high. I'm wondering where this sits, if it's on the IMDb. No, it's in the top 5,000. I was checking to see if maybe it was on the bottom 100, but apparently it's not that bad. Let's talk about Danny Cannon, the director. Keeping with the theme of this show.
I was just going to say.
After Judge Dredd, he did a couple more kind of garbage films. He did I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. He did a Bjork video, and then from there, pretty much went downhill into TV. A lot of TV on this guy. He did an episode of Alcatraz, the short-lived TV series on Fox. He did Nikita, which I believe is also... I don't know if that's still on or not.
Nah, I have no idea.
I don't think it is. He did Dark Blue. He did the 11th Hour. A couple episodes of... he did 25 episodes of CSI.
Oh.
And then he did a couple episodes of CSI Miami. So, keeping with the tradition of this show, directors that end up just doing TV after their huge mistake in film.
I do like the trivia on his IMDb page. Do you see that up at the top? Plays a very mean game of soccer.
Yeah, I see that.
That's all it says about him.
That's his bio.
Nothing about his talents as a director or writer or producer. Just plays a mean game of soccer.
Nice job, Danny Cannon. So anything else you want to add about this story? How was Stallone, other than the fact that he apparently had a stroke?
He's an asshole. It was just there were so many logic flaws in this movie. It seems like every scene was made up based on some flaw that happened in the scene before.
Well, I don't know if that's really... Is that Stallone's fault?
No. But I feel like you should voice your opinion if you know what's happening.
Well, I did...
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Well, I did read that apparently him and Danny Cannon just fought endlessly on this movie, on this set. So much so that Danny Cannon said he would never work with a big name actor again.
And I think that's judging by his filmography.
He stuck to that.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
I wish they would have fought to the death.
And filmed it,
Yeah.
and put that in Dredd, in Judge Dredd.
Yes.
That would have been a great scene.
I love how every movie Ryan wants someone to die, or we ask him how someone was, and he either replies with he's an asshole or a dickhead.
This is my opinion, man. I hate lots of people.
I love it. I love it, Ryan. That's why you're my favorite critic.
You just tell it like it is. Now, Ryan, are you a general fan of Stallone?
Not really. No.
No. Kevin, I'm assuming you don't like him, right?
I mean, he's all right. I mean, I know what he is. He never tries to be something that he's not. It's not like he's trying to do Shakespeare or something. So I don't really have much bad things to say about him. I'm not a huge fan, but he's all right.
Yeah, I think I'm with you.
He was Rocky. So
he was Rocky and Rambo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an action guy, and he does a good job of it. So,
well, it is to note that he is a writer and director as well. So he is. I would say he's at least somewhat multi-talented, and there were quite a few of his movies that I've liked over the years. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Rocky and Rambo, and I for some reason, like Cliffhanger a lot. And I don't know why.
Have you revisited Cliffhanger?
No, maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Maybe that'll show up later in another episode at some time.
Now, the Rob Schneider, on the other hand.
Yeah, are we big fans of him?
That's a whole other beast. Ryan, I seem to imagine you being a fan of the Rob Schneider.
When I was younger, I liked, what's that?
Surf Ninjas?
I liked that when I was like 8.
What's that, Surf Ninjas? Which one?
What? No, Surf Ninja. What was the movie you just said? Deuce Bigelow.
Deuce Bigelow? You're a fan of the Deuce Bigelow?
I liked them when I was like 15.
I automatically...
He didn't just do Deuce Bigelow, though. He did that like 15 years ago.
But that's what I'm saying. I used to be a fan of that movie back then.
The first one or the second one or both?
The first one.
Okay.
But
the second one went downhill quick. And I'm joking, by the way, because they're both terrible.
I remember not hating the first one, but I remember not getting it, like why it was so huge. Like everybody was loving it. And I was like, I don't even get it.
I do have to say that I will always not like him or almost hate him just because of... Do you remember back around that time, the whole, you can do it?
Oh, no.
Everyone would yell that?
Oh, no. You just reminded me.
I hated that so much. Absolutely hated it.
I think I put that catchphrase, like, out of my head. I repressed that memory.
Well, it's back.
You made it bubble back up to the surface. Great. So, getting back to Dredd, you said that the... special effects are pretty terrible. Story's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Level of acting.
Not that great either.
Not that great?
It's alright. It's tolerable, I guess. But it's not, like, amazing.
Now, who do you think's gonna play a better Judge Dredd? Stallone or the new Judge Dredd, Carl Urban?
I don't know.
Do you know Carl?
I'd rather... No.
Did you see the new Star Trek movie? The J.J. Abrams Star Trek?
No.
Did you see Red?
No.
That's all I got.
The Chronicles of Riddick. Weren't you into that?
Yes, I did see that.
He was Vaco.
See, that was like way before he became a name.
But he was in that.
I like Carl Urban. I think he'll play a good Dredd. Not that there's much there. And I take it, Ryan, you never really read any of the comic books or anything like that.
No.
I never did either. I think it was an indie comic, actually.
I know someone that did, and they said it was a decent comic. It wasn't terrible, but
it's a British comic.
Yeah, I think it was an indie though, right?
It says that it always appeared in 2000 AD, which was like a science fiction oriented comic book, like an anthology. And it was just like little stories.
I was never really big on the artwork in the Judge Dredd comic books, so I never really read them. And that and the story just didn't appeal to me whatsoever.
I want them to make a new video game out of this. Because the one for Sega was awesome.
Was that one of those gun games where you shoot, or was that like a?
It was like it was like a side scroller.
I'm pretty sure they came out with an arcade game for Judge Dredd too. That was like one of those light gun games.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did that too. I mean, I do respect Judge Dredd for coming out when it did, because this is like right at the height of my childhood when I was into all these types of movies. You know, you had Street Fighter and Double Dragon, Mortal Kombat. There was another one that I like, Demolition Man, Johnny Mnemonic. Like all these movies, Darkman, RoboCop.
All those movies except for RoboCop are terrible.
Yeah,
in my eyes.
Well, yeah, they are for the most part, but at the same time, it when I see Judge Dredd, it makes me think back to my childhood and how awesome everything was back then.
Yeah, I'm seeing here that there was a Judge Dredd game for Commodore 64 and
What?
and the ZX Spectrum. And then they had that was like early. I guess that was just based on the comic book. And then
Yeah, that had to be before the game or the movie.
Yeah, tying with the film, they had one for Game Boy, Game Gear, PlayStation, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and there was also a Judge Dredd pinball game for PC DOS in 1998.
Oh,
Wow.
shit, dog.
PC DOS.
When you said RoboCop, it did remind me of one thing. When they made this, like, to me, there's no difference in the story between this and RoboCop.
Well, I think RoboCop is a little bit deeper of a story. I mean, RoboCop has a lot of... It's one of those science fiction films that everything is like symbolism of something else, sort of like Starship Troopers.
Yeah, but I mean, from what I'm reading about, like the actual comic, it looks like they do have that. They just didn't translate it into the first film because they're making it sound, from what I'm reading, is it was sort of like a futuristic. What happens if no one polices the police and they just get too much power? So I think it is like sort of social commentary.
Sort of,
It just sounds like they weren't able to put that together with Sylvester Stallone and Rob Schneider. Sorry,
Can't fit those pieces in.
sorry, the Rob Schneider.
The Rob Schneider, yes. I have also read, for whatever it's worth, that the new Dredd 3D movie is more similar to the comic book. I guess it more closely resembles the comic book, and if memory serves, I read that the story in the new Dredd movie is actually pulled from the comic book.
Oh, okay.
That is actually like one of the arcs in the comic series. So
Gotcha. Do you think they will release another pinball game for PC DOS?
we can only hope.
I hope so.
I hope it's not for Windows. I hope it's just for DOS. Can you even run like strictly DOS anymore?
Yeah, they have like emulators you can download to play the old DOS games. So maybe we'll do that for next week. We'll all track down a copy of it.
We'll do a tournament. Judge Dredd pinball tournament on PC DOS.
Yes,
Awesome.
we're doing it. All right, Ryan. Any final thoughts before we give you your drum roll?
No, worth your no.
What was
So
that?
awesome.
The movie's not worth your time.
Yeah. No
So
worth.
you're saying just go see the new one,
Yes.
or are you saying don't even bother with Dredd at all?
Well, I don't know much about the new one. So, go see it because I've heard that it's supposed to be pretty good, and this movie is not pretty good.
All right, Ryan. Let's give you your drum roll. What do you give Judge Dredd?
4.
Nice.
4 out of 10 on Judge Dredd.
That was-
not too bad.
Clear and concise.
Not too bad. So, what are your final thoughts? You gave it a 4.
Like I said, it was worth watching. Or, well, no, you know what? It wasn't. I just give that score based on scores of him and other movies.
Okay.
It wasn't worth me watching, but it wasn't absolutely terrible. Like some of the others.
Okay. It is also to note that this was nominated for a Razzie for Worst Actor, Sylvester Stallone.
Nice.
Although that year he was also nominated for Assassins, so that could be part of it. The winner that year for Worst Actor was Pauly Shore for Jury Duty.
Oh yeah.
Pauly
You cannot stop Pauly Shore. That guy.
I remember I liked Jury Duty. I'll admit it.
I like bio.
I don't like it now. Let me put it that way. But
I like Biodome.
see, I didn't even like Biodome when I was younger, but I like Jury Duty for some reason, and I don't know why. I liked In the Army Now as well.
Oh no.
All right, well, there you have it. I don't know if Judge Dredd is on Blu-ray, but if it is, we'll put links in the show notes so you can purchase that on Blu-ray. I know it's available on DVD.
Again, if someone buys it on Blu-ray,
Yes.
they get punched in the face by me.
What about DVD?
DVD I'll let it slide for now.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna ask if it came with the old Ryan face punching guarantee.
We need to make like a seal.
And then a seal of my face on someone's face. The outline of my face on someone's face.
Well, I think that wraps it up. For all the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. We want to hear your feedback. Send us an email at feedback@filmpulse.net or call our voicemail line at 850-391-6071. Also, please take a minute to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that greatly. And make sure to click on the donate buttons down at the bottom of the show notes and keep this site running. For filmpulse.net, my name is Adam.
And I'm Kevin.
I'm Ryan.
And we will see you on Monday for maybe a Haneke Roundtable and maybe something else.
See you later. God damn it.
Oh, God. Oh, another perfect episode.